Hello friends, I hope that all of you completed the complete biodata program. You just try, you can do that. Just a matter of few hours of study, 2 to 3 hours of study, you are able to write a solid Python program. By that, you are able to understand how programming is easy. Really, programming is very easy. In my view, it is easiest among all application oriented subjects. Only the teachers unnecessarily complicate it by their teaching. This is the right way of doing things. Using small steps, you have to achieve bigger tasks. That is the only example that I want to demonstrate through this feel good web series. Just a few 5 days you work, you are able to write a solid Python program. Thereafter, you will get ready to do perfect projects, solid projects in Python. For that, I am going to provide you a Python fast track web series. Okay, now let us take up fourth program, PFG4. This is fourth program in our Python feel good series. This is preparing and printing cash bill. If you go to any shop and all that, after purchasing something, they give cash bill. Already, the second program we have written cash bill, but it consists of only 3 items, but it's not a complete cash bill because their item name is there, number of items are there, rate is there, but amount is not there. Amount is not there, it is not a complete cash bill. And now we complete that. That means right now we write complete cash bill through this program. Number two is, in the beginning I told you, every Python program, not only Python, a program in any language, is mainly divided into three sections: input section, process section, and output section. So far, in our previous three programs, we found only two sections: input section and output section. What about processing? That's the doubt. Now, only thing, as I told you, step by step. Now, you are well versed with I4, you are well versed with input section and output section. Now, let's focus on processing section, and you must understand why processing is required. Now we see. If you see the out, first to see the output. This is the complete cash bill. Well, of course, it is only with one item. Now we start with one item, thereafter multiple items we add. Okay, if you take that, first you see that item, numbers, rate, and amount. Amount in the previous program it was not there. Now we are inserting amount also. Here, all the variables we divide into two types: input variables and output variables. Input variables means we have to, whoever is the user or programmer, they have to provide data to the program. And the output variable means you don't provide. The program itself calculates that and calculates the result and stores in the computer memory. That is output variable. Now, if you have to understand it practically, suppose as far as this cash bill is concerned, what are the input data? What shopkeeper enters? He enters item, he enters numbers or quantity, and he enters rate per unit. Okay. And then what computer will do? Computer calculate the amount. How amount is calculated? You know that amount, one formula is there. Amount is equal to numbers into multiplication is represented by stars and rate. Rate means you have to understand rate per unit. So, like in mathematics only, in mathematics you do this now. So, in the same manner, you have to write a appropriate formula. So, because of this formula, what happens? Already you entered the data, because these two data items are input data items, input variables. Suppose you entered 10, you entered 9 rupees 50 paise. Okay. Now, here what you have to understand, 10 into 950, that is 95 rupees. 95 rupees is calculated, and what I told you, whenever you see this variable, you have to think of this a memory container. It is meant for storing a value. So then that value is stored in this. That value is stored in this. Then as a result of that, it stores this thing. And one very important point you have to understand, in mathematics you use this operator. You call it as equal to. Equal to operator, in mathematics it is equal to only. But here it is not equal to. Here equal to is double equal to is the equal to. Whatever you think equal to, this is that in programming languages. But as far as this is concerned, it is called assignment operator. Assignment operator means, now we see this value is calculated. It allows it to store in this. That's why it is assignment operator. You can see like this. It works like this. Whatever quantity is here, that quantity is stored in this container. Suppose x is equal to 100 you have given. Then means what it does, now by x one container is formed, memory container. In this 100 is stored. So hereafter you, because years long you worked with this operator, equal to operator, suddenly you have to change that. However, in programming languages you must treat it as an assignment operator, even though if you call as for sake of simplicity, you may call it equal to. Many people call that, because calling assignment operator is a big thing. That's why you call it as equal to, but you must understand it's a real behavior. Its functionality is whatever is on the right hand side, our right hand side, is stored in the left hand side variable. That's why always remember that on the left hand side only one container will be there. Here right hand side 100 elements may be there. All 100 elements are calculated and arrive at one value. Then that value is stored. So always remember that this left hand side only one container should be there. One container means one variable should be there. First you have to understand that. Okay. Now let's come to the program. Here what are the input variables? Input variables are three: item, numbers and rate. So already you experienced with input function. Input function, then you are reading item, that is enter the name of the item. There is no issue at all, because that is a string. Here I am explaining a very new point. Very new point. As far as numbers are concerned, I changed something. Numbers are concerned, what I wrote, int input. Okay, this I wrote. Here you have to understand a new point. Actually, input function has a limitation. It reads anything. If you give your name, it reads. If you give your age, it reads. If you give your height, it reads. Anything it reads. But there is a difference in that. Your name, actually your name is Ram. This is a string. It reads it as a string. No issue. But your age is 20. This also it reads like this. Your height is 5.6. This also it reads like this. Actually what is this means? It is like a layer. It is like a layer. A string is like a layer. One object. So this is that. For displaying it there is no issue. For displaying it there is no issue. Already you displayed your age, your height also. And but what is the issue here, whenever you have to perform any operations, because of this layer you cannot do. Because of that layer you cannot do. So that layer should be removed. Actually, logically understand that. You have 3 chocolates with you. 3 chocolates with you. You want to show it to me, and show I have 3 chocolates. 3 chocolates. Okay, it is displayed properly. I could understand that. But if you want to eat them, what should you do? First you have to remove the wrapper. After removing the wrapper only you can eat. Here, why we have to remove the wrapper? Previous program, we need not remove the wrapper. In second program, we need not remove the wrapper. Why? We want to display that numbers 20, this thing, age 20, height 5.6. There was no issue for displaying. But if we want to make any operations, then the wrapper should be removed and we have to bring out the original form. Original form means this is the integer, this is a floating point.